So we are all going through a lot right now. There is a pandemic. There is racial injustice. There is an economy that's tanking. There's so much uncertainty. And it's hard. It's bringing up a lot of pain. It's bringing up a lot of anxiety. I'm one to go down a comment rabbit hole, and I've been down some rabbit holes, let me tell you. And for years I've been doing this, and I've never bothered to wade into the fray because it always just felt like two opposing sides of an argument just screaming at each other with nothing being accomplished. And I've been thinking a lot about this. And in light of this recent uprising since George Floyd's murder, one thing that I've been more aware of is that I need to be doing more. It's not enough to read articles or listen to podcasts or, educate myself on these topics if I'm not going to do anything with it. So here's what I'm doing when I'm entering into these conversations with people that may have a vastly different opinion from me, whether it's online or in person. Here's some tips, okay? Number one, avoid the name calling and the personal attacks and just the general nastiness. It isn't going to accomplish anything. Yelling at someone or calling them names is not going to have them suddenly wake up and be like, oh my God, you're right. Why did I think this way? Thank you for sharing your opinion with me and enlightening me with this conversation. That's not going to happen, right? I'm in the business of helping people shift their perspective. And when clients come to me, it's because they want to shift their perspective. They understand that they're stuck in a pattern or a mindset that isn't serving them any longer, and they want a new way to look at things. And even when they're coming to me open and willing to shift their perspective, it's still very challenging. It requires intention, it requires work, and it requires willingness in order to change a belief system, right? So, and our belief systems, we're born into them, and then they're created through our lifetimes, and these things are very deep rooted and entrenched. So really, what's happening when someone's behaving in a nasty way is they're feeling threatened, right? Their beliefs, their fundamental beliefs and value systems are being threatened by whatever it is that set them off, and they're defending it, right? They're defending this core of who they are, or what they think is the core of who they are. So when entering into these conversations with people, avoid the nastiness. Try to set the emotion aside and come into the conversation with some openness and curiosity. So that's number two, is lead with curiosity. If there is some particular point they're making that isn't landing with you, then ask them about it. Get really curious about what else is going on under there. Because here's the thing, we go into these conversations with a whole lot of assumptions. People come in like, you're just one of these and you're that kind of person, right? Based on one comment, they've created this entire idea in their mind of who you are. Unless it's someone you already know. That's more of an internet example when it's strangers. But there's a lot of assumptions being made. So instead of acting from a place of judgment and assumption, act from a place of openness and curiosity. That's going to help to engage people in the conversation in a more productive way. Now, it might take some patience because people tend to respond to any kind of seemingly critical response to their words with defensiveness. So if someone's coming at you with repeated defensiveness, just don't take the bait. Hashtag don't take the bait. Just continue to ask questions and present your opinion in a way that is clear that it's your perspective. So, hey, I noticed you said this. What do you think about this aspect? Because I feel, or my understanding is blah, 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 right? So it makes it harder to disagree with a question than a statement, right? So I forget what number one, let's say 3. So number 3 is don't give them bait, right? So you're not taking their bait and you don't want to give them any bait. So part of that is just really avoiding anything that could be incendiary. Just keep it very factual, keep it very, there is an idea out there that this, and this. What do you think of that, right? It's allowing for a dialogue instead of just hurling mud at each other. All right, number 4, don't expect to change their opinion. Don't go into the conversation with the expectation that you're going to transform their belief system with one conversation. That's not how it works. That's not how we're wired. Trust me, it doesn't work that way. However, you can drive a little bit of a wedge into their thinking, right? Just pry that open a little bit. Pardon me. And even if it doesn't happen right then, that opening of their opinion or mind, you never know what seed it might plant and what that might grow into down the road. So go into it. The activist Nicole Stamp, you can find her online, wrote an article on this topic, and she said, so I'm going to butcher this, but something along the lines of, you're not going to change a human's mind 100% with one conversation, but you can change it by 1%. And with repeated 1% changes, you can actually start to see a measurable change. So even if you only contribute 1% to that change, if we're all doing this and we're all creating that 1% of change in all of the conversations that arise of this nature, then there's going to start to be some measurable change. It's hard because, we think we're right. They think they're right. Who's to say what is right? I know what I feel is right, and I feel that strongly. And that's based on a lot of curiosity and educating myself and a lifetime of reading and podcasts and listening to conversations and conversations with thousands of people. And that's where I'm basing my opinion, and also what just really lands for me, what resonates inside, because I trust that wisdom as well. I trust the wisdom that lives in my body based on all of the experiences I've had through my life that I may not be consciously aware of, but they're in there. So the best we can hope for is for some meeting in the middle. We're never going to agree fully with everyone. However, we can find some common ground where we do agree. And why not have that be the objective? Why not enter into a conversation trying to find that common ground instead of raging at someone, hoping for them to, in one conversation, be converted to your side? Instead, find the common ground. Focus on what unites us and not what divides us. We need that. We need that more than anything right now. We need to find what can bring us together, find that connection, find where we are the same. I think that's love. I think that's fear. I think that is, certain values. Maybe it's values of connection, community, integrity. Who knows, right? But if we can sort of dig below all the surface level manifestations of our belief systems and get to the core of what is driving that, we might discover that we're more alike than we know. So that's all I have to say on that for now. If you have any questions, or if this brought anything up for you, or if you disagree, I would love to hear from you. I'm going to include the article I mentioned by Nicole Stamp in the video description below. I appreciate you tuning in. It's a weird time. It's a painful time. It's a messy time. And I believe it's a time of growth. And growth is painful and messy. So just allow yourself to feel the pain, feel the joy, just be with whatever is here. Wherever on that spectrum you're landing in each moment, just be with it. Take care of yourself. Give yourself what you need. and just try to be kind. Just try to be kind to each other. Try to find that common ground instead of hurling insults, because we don't need any more of that pain. There's already enough going on. So, thanks for tuning in. If you like this, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in finding out more about what I do as a personal development coach, you can check out my website. It's at mischaelarichter.com. I would love to hear from you. We can set up a complimentary conversation to see how we could work together and how I can be of service to you. So check that out if you feel the call. And thanks for tuning in. Mwah. If you feel that there's something missing in your life, but you don't know what it is, I have a tool that can help you with that. It's an exercise that's going to help you pinpoint the area of your life that needs your attention and how to create some action around that, how to get started on the very first steps. So if you would like to check that out, it's free. So you can get your own copy of that. It's in the link in the video description below. And I hope you take me up on that, because it's a great first step to self-awareness and personal development. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I'm always here if you have anything to ask me or any comments. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, give the video a like, share it with your friends. We want to get the good word of personal development out there to everyone.